Peace and love, family. It's your girl, Sixthegoddis. And keep in mind, I'm a goddess and I'm sensitive about my shift. So there's been a lot going on this week, and I'm pretty sure everyone, it's all I see all over my timeline about, passport brothers, banned from Brazil, banned from South America. And I wanted to give my 2 cents on it because there is an aspect of this that I have been, thinking about for quite some time. And I think that this recent banning and exposure shows a lot. So I want to give my 2 cents on this because there's a lot to unpack here. What also is a lot is not being in good health. Okay. Now, for those of you who do not know, I have been juicing. Juicing has absolutely been probably one of the best things I have done for my health and my well being. I'm that girl. I don't like to eat a big cold salad and a big cold fruit salad. I don't. So, in order for me to get my raw fruits and vegetables in, it helps me a lot if I'm able to drink them. So, Alpha Juice is a Black owned company that has organic, fresh pressed juices delivered to your door in a what I call the silver football or a silver basketball. I keep some in the fridge, some in the freezer. I enjoy using mine for a pre-workout before the gym, for a little kick, a little bit of energy. This is the beginning of the year. This is when a lot of people are getting their fitness goals in order. Summer bodies are built in the winter. So don't wait till June to try to get yourself together. You'll be eating all them low vibrational plates for Christmas and Thanksgiving, including me, New Year's. So it's time to detox. If you get a detox kit from Alpha Juice Company worth $100, you can use my code SIXGOD10 to get $10 off your order. And if you order a detox cleanse package worth $225, you can use my code SIXGOD25 to get $25 off your order. And as always, you can use my code SIXGOD for $5 off any order from Alpha Juice. This one is Blue Meanie, and it's one of my favorites. I love Blue Meanie, Virgo, and Georgia Peach. Okay, those are my 3 favorite flavors. Now, the concept, for those of you who don't know, the concept of a passport brother is men that pretty much travel abroad for intercourse. That's what it really comes down to. Okay. Some men can dress it up, put a bow tie on it. But at the core of it all, it's men that go abroad looking for intercourse. And women do this as well. However, the passport brothers movement is specific to men. So recently, there is a young man by the name of Austin Holloway who was doing like video blog style content in Brazil. And what he was doing is, going up to random women in the country, asking them questions like, would you kiss me? If we go on a date, would you go home with me? And he's kind of like putting the camera in these women's faces. These women, English is not their first language. And he's asking them these questions. And I felt uncomfortable for the women when I saw the clip. These clips have since been taken down, so I'm not going to waste too much time trying to find them to put them in this video, but it's not hard to find. I mean, if you want to find it, you can go look at it. But I remember when I first heard about the passport movement, and we were talking about this in my Patreon, and I said, I don't think that women should ever police their men. And I said, if they feel like the passport movement is for them, then so be it. I am a firm believer in men being able to do whatever they want. I am also a firm believer in whenever a man comes to face the consequence of doing what he wants, I am a big advocate for staying out of it and minding our business. I never spoke on the passport concept because I knew I did not need to. I knew the whole time that the real issue was not going to be between them and the women. I knew the real issue was going to be between them and other men. There's a certain respect that other men have to have for one another. We do not have a culture here as Black Americans of Black women being protected, mainly because Black women are constantly bucking the system. Black American women are habitually large. You cannot carry them out of a burning building. How can you protect women that you cannot pick up? So I don't feel the need to do this whole complaining thing. Black men don't protect us. I'm not doing all that. Black women don't protect their damn selves. Okay. So I never spoke on the whole like passport thing and all that because I feel like we as Black women in America do not have really any leverage since most of us are so large. And people tend to not invest in you more than you invest in yourself. And so me, in my mind, even for the sole purpose of going where the women are majority smaller, I understood why men would go overseas for intercourse. I'm like, when so many women here are so large, I get that, even if there's deeper concepts to it that I don't agree with. I don't agree with going where, to eat off of another man's plate. I knew that that was not going to be able to go on forever, especially when it comes to Black men. I'm like, am I the only one who sees a train wreck coming here, of Black men abandoning their own land to go eat off other men's plates, with men that have their women in line? If you can't get your women here to shut up and suck some peen, you cannot just go eat off another man's plate that already has his food prepared. If they have their women in line in a certain way, that is for them. You cannot go eat off another man's plate and flex on it and exploit it. I knew this was going to go left, which is why I never spoke on it. And as always, everything kind of falls apart on its own. And we just kind of sit back like, well, wasn't surprised that was happening. I think another issue is this guy that we're going to look at, Austin Holloway. He's young. Okay. I am a big advocate for the OGs not to fear monger and project your bad experiences on younger people. I spoke about this on a podcast a long time ago. I said, why are these girls like 21 talking about they FNF? Like, how are you FNF and already tired of men at 21? I said, why? Because they're listening to 40-year-old women project their decades of bad experiences and bad decisions on them. And I've noticed that Black men also do that with younger Black men. These Black men be 22 years old talking about get their passport, sir. Okay, you have milk behind your ears still. Okay, you still have a pissy peen. And you're over here acting like you're just already tired of American women. I also just want to say this real quick. For a lot of men, good Lord help you. You have to stop listening to men about women. You all need to find objective women that you can trust to listen to about other women. A man is not a woman. He does not think like us. At the end of the day, he is only going off of, I guess, his experiences or his thoughts. Women will habitually let a man be doing things wrong and won't say anything to him. There are so many men that think they're killing the game socially, sexually, because no woman has told them, hey, this is really not that great. Because we as women are kind of naturally programmed to, kind of stroke your ego, not want to hurt your feelings. So there are so many men who just think they ate. And, they know what they're talking about women. And then when women see them, we're like, no, that's not it. So this Austin character, I don't really know what to say. He's young. I feel like this will definitely be a learning experience to him. I'm sorry, I'm not a doctor, but I get something off mentally with him. I think that we need to take into account more mental illness, things like autism, people who are just a little bit off, just a little bit socially unaware, just in the way he talks. Like, it just seems like so many things are just not connecting. Seems like the elevator just not going to the top. And there are so many men that feel so frustrated because, number one, women can feel when you're just like, I want to F, I want intercourse. We know it. We can feel it, and it makes us not want to do it. So it's not saying that women want to give it to men that don't want it. However, we can tell when that's all you want. As a man, you got to finesse it. You got to talk to us nice. You got to make us want to do what it do. If you just come up like, hey, what's up? I'm gonna take you on a date. Give me some. That's definitely going to ensure that you never, ever get laid. So it's like, I don't feel like a lot of times the problem is that women in other countries are more responsive or this, that, and the third. I think that you may just be weird. You may just be weird. You may need to kind of go back and rethink the way you approach women in general, because if you cannot get any women in an entire hemisphere to act right for you, that the problem is you for sure. All right. Again, my only thing with the passport brothers that I understood was just, once again, getting women who are not large. You know, if you're a man who likes Black women, whether they're American Black women, Afro Latina Black women, I can see men going to other countries where a majority of the women are not huge, that you cannot carry out of a burning building. But I don't agree with the mindset that those women are easier or, you know, better off. I think that a lot of what I've seen in the whole passport movement, you're pretty much going over there and buying women. You're pretty much going over there, taking women on dates, spending money on them, hyping them up, giving them compliments just to get laid. And it's like, sir, there are plenty of beautiful American women. If you're just looking to cut the check to get her to shut up and give you some, you can do that here. Okay, there's plenty of cat for sale here. Why would you have to go to another country on other people's territory, possibly going to jail? Look what happened to Andrew Tate right now. Crossing borders for intercourse is dangerous. Okay, a lot of other countries don't play the way we play here. So I don't agree with that those women are better off. You know, I have so many different women who are clients from all over the world. And the way that these women talk about y'all behind your back is honestly embarrassing. Because y'all think that they like you so much, but those women a lot of times are savages. Like, they look at you as a toy, as an object, to get what they need and want. And then when you walk away thinking that, like, beating your chest and thinking that you just killed it, they're talking behind your back like, no, it's not giving. So real quick, we're going to just take a quick look at a little bit of, you know, the kid Austin's apology. So apparently, you know, he was kind of showing these women on camera. I get, it must be one of them women's father, boyfriend, someone must have saw it. And it's very interesting to me to see how these men are like, oh no. Okay. So we're going to look at his apology first, and then we're going to get into why racism is a huge part of why this has become a problem. I'm going to share this. We're going to just watch a little bit of this. We're not going to watch too much. And then we're going to talk as to why this is a problem for Black men to be doing. Because the truth is, the passport concept mainly was developed by white men. But we're going to talk about why it's cool when they do it. It's a problem when you do it. And I'm going to go into this after we.
That's why it's so shocking to me to have this going on. But if you guys haven't known me already,
so I want you guys to watch the look in his eyes. Okay, I love reading people. There is a disconnect in this man's body language. There's a disconnect in the look in his eyes. I truly think that this man, you know, this young man has something socially. It seems like he doesn't pick up on, you know. It seems like there's like a bit of a disconnect there. So I want you to pay attention to his body language, look in his eyes, and the way he talks.
I'm Austin Holloman. I want to say that first. This is very heartbreaking to me. The fact that it was always my dream to live in Brazil, and my YouTube channel was centered around me showing other men, not just the women, but just if you guys understand English and you watch my videos, you see me talk about how I enjoy just. First of all, we can start with just the drinks on how well the drinks are in Brazil. I love the drinks in Brazil over any other country I've been to.
To me, this is the definition of splaining. When you're splaining and you just backtracking, like, sir, we literally saw several clips. It is all around the internet of you saying, would you kiss me? Would you go home with me? Get your passport. I literally saw a clip of you literally referring to yourself as a SEX tourist. So, you know, this is going to be a good lesson in manhood for him. Is number one, as a man, stand on what you say. And if you stand on what you say and you know it's wrong, be a man and apologize for it. Okay. But lying, backtracking, gaslighting is very childish response to this. Somebody mentor this man. This man needs a father. He needs a grown man to kind of counsel him on how men move. Now you explaining yourself, you're backtracking. It just looks weak. This is very embarrassing. This is a very embarrassing moment for Black people and Black men.
Even my home country. The food is a lot more healthy. I have a lot more energy. My skin glows a lot better in Brazil. Everything about me is better in Brazil. The weather, the beaches, the people are so social. I can be myself in Brazil. I actually feel I can be myself and not be judged by everybody I run into. And that's why I made this video in English, because I can elaborate more than I could in Portuguese. But I'm very heartbroken knowing that, because this whole situation is going on, that even, let's say, for example, I'm not banned to come in Brazil. since my name has been slandered around and misinformed to the majority of the people, well, it seems like the majority of Brazil, but a lot of people in Brazil, it's not safe even if I wanted to come back. You know, if I wanted to come back to stay in Brazil, it
All
wouldn't be
right.
safe
So basically,
because
we've
my
seen
name
enough
has
here.
been.
I'm not watching this because you're lying. You know, be a man. All right. You said what you said. You did what you did, baby. Stop this. You know, no one slandered your name. You literally called yourself a sex tourist. Like you were literally exploiting these women. You were too loud. All right. You were way too loud. I want to show you guys something real quick. Let me show you this. Like I said, white men are the ones that pioneered the whole passport movement. But we're going to look at that. There really is no difference in how white men do this, but we're going to talk about why it's not a problem when they do it, but why Black men have now had their life threatened and have been banned from the country. So I want you to watch
this time with the mindset of trying to get a feel for what it would be like to actually live here. And look, I love females. That's what I think about 24/7. So, you know, a big part of this trip was that, like, I want to go down there. I want to make friends, which I did before going down there. You know, I did hit up Tinder, set my location down there, and just try to talk to girls, meet some friends before going down. And but yeah, you know, I wanted to go down there. I wanted to hit the gyms, explore, see what it would be like. What, you know, is this an area that I could live or what have you? So I did that. And but anyway, yeah, I mostly try to go down there and just chill with females. So which I did a lot of. And I met I went on, I would say, 4 like legit dates where we actually, you know, yeah, went out to a nice restaurant, did the whole normal thing, whatever. And there was a lot of things that I noticed about their culture and just dating down there in general. And I got to just say this: would I rather be in Brazil to meet girls and date, or either looking for a serious girlfriend or just to have fun? The answer to both of those would be I would rather be in Brazil, hands down. There's no fucking question about it. And there's a couple of reasons, and here's what they are. So overall, in the United States, I feel like there's a little bit of a culture of, you know, like women expect to be like, you know, chaste, and it's really up to the guy to just, you know, constantly go after. That's fine. Okay, I have a lot of traditional views. That's okay. I'm a chivalrous person. I hold the door. I do all of that, you know, stuff that, you know, you're supposed to be taught to do for a woman when you're younger. But the thing is, I feel like there's a lot of women here. When you meet an attractive woman in the U.S., she kind of acts like a bitch, you know, and she might even like you. She might even like you, but she doesn't want to let you know that she likes you, because she either thinks that that gives up.
So yeah. So So Tyler, what y'all think his name is? I think his name is Connor. Actually, I was gonna say Tyler, but when I really look at him, his name is definitely Connor. His name is either Connor or Hunter. I don't know which one it is, but it's definitely one of the two. So Connor can go to Brazil for females. He can go there and say the women there are easier and expect less. Matter of fact, the thumbnail. Let me see, can I show you guys the thumbnail for that video? Because ironically, the thumbnail for this video is him kissing a Brazilian woman. Let me show you all this. Okay. Hold on. Let me show you all the thumb. Go back. Go back. Let me just first shit I just want to show you guys the thumbnail here. You know, once you click on the video, the thumbnail goes away. But I just want to show you all the thumbnail. Look at the thumbnail. Okay. Oh, you missed it that fast. Anyway, So anyway, his thumbnail is literally him kissing a Brazilian woman. Now, why is it that Connor can go to Brazil and basically say and do the same thing that Austin is doing, but he is not getting ran out the country? Okay. When are Black men going to understand racism is a real thing, and how deep racism goes when it comes to genetic? We're going to go ahead and let my favorite scholar, peace and love and light to the ancestor, FBA sister, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. I am going to let the Queen Mother go into an explanation and give us some schooling on why Austin has been ran out the country, but why Connor is welcome.
None. See, they worked hard. And we can consider it unjust. It's the most unjust system that has ever been devised on the planet, where you have 1/10 of the people deciding that they need to control 9/10 of the people on the planet. But all along, I maintain we have not understood this.
Oh, you know what? I need to rewind this. Hold on.
Do you want your children to be colored? If they waited around 9 months, it's always a Black person. So I said that, okay, on this planet Earth, in the 15th century, we had Columbus, 1492, coming out of Europe and realizing that the earth was round and not flat. And everywhere these white people landed, they found colored people, right? And if those men were sexually frustrated and the people were over time, and the women had sex, or I should say the men had sex, imposed sex, however you want to look at it. If they waited around 9 months, they found that all of the children looked like the mothers. And so they realized, wait a minute, we are a tiny minority in Europe and no other place where there are white people. So they said, wait a minute, what if these men got in boats and started going from south to north? We could genetically disappear. Now, this may not make sense to Black people, because under white supremacy, Black people try to get rid of their color, don't we? White people don't want to disappear. And I have asked audiences of white people, do you want your children to be colored? Do you want your grandchildren to be colored? Do you want your great-grandchildren to be colored? Do you want your great-great-great-great-great-grandchildren to be colored? I'm polite and they're polite. What do they say? No. Meaning they don't want to disappear. So I said, if you mean this, then you have to do certain specific things in all of these areas of activity so that white does not disappear on planet Earth. Now, unbeknownst to us, this is the critical underlying motivation for all of the behavior of people who classify themselves as white on this planet. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the name Tom Metzger. He was one of the arch white supremacists or white separatists. Some years ago, I was on a television program in Los Angeles when President Reagan's son had a television talk show. And so this particular show was a panel of people, might have been 10 people, talking about race and racism. I just happened to be sitting next to Mr. Metzger. And so during a commercial break, I kind of touched him on his arm. I'm sitting right next to him. And he didn't say, "Don't touch me, nigger." I said, "Mr. Metzger, tell me something. What percentage of people who classify themselves as white are fearful of white genetic annihilation?" And he answered very politely. He said, "Dr. Welsing, nearly all of them. But they are ashamed or afraid to admit it." Now, I can understand that. In other words, this system is about white genetic survival. Now, if some people have organized a system for their genetic survival, what's the chance that they're going to give that system up?
0, ancestor. 0, queen. Zilch. 0, stingy with De Niro. Nan. Nathaniel. Nada. Zilch. This is serious. Okay. On a serious note, Austin has definitely endangered all Black passport brothers. Because I'm going to tell y'all right now, okay? I talked about this in regards to the Shanquella Robinson case. You know, when it comes to things like deleting people and crime in these other countries, there is way more of a free for all than there is here. Okay. If you're taking your behind to these people's lands and you all think that you're about to bring some big Black peen, okay, to these people's lands, I want you to also understand that a lot of Brazilian and South American people in general, notice how the ancestor Francis Cress Welsing said, those that identify as white. I want you all to understand a lot of them do that. A lot of them identify as white. A lot of them are white. In Brazil, the Afro-Brazilians are never kind of pictured. They're never promoted. They're like the best kept secret. And there they have an entire movement in order to lighten the people, in order to get people as white as they possibly can be. So it's crazy to think that you're going to go down there like the white men do and parade your big Black peens in these people's countries with it sticking out, waiting for their women. Okay. And I'm telling you all now, brothers are going to start going missing in these countries, period. They're going to start going missing. You have got to respect honor between men. And if you are going to go eat off another man's plate because you don't have the wherewithal, the wit, the game, or whatever to get your own plate of food, if you know what I mean, be ready for the men there to always stand up to you. Okay, be ready to have them go missing. These Brazilian women are over there putting hits out on these Negroes. Okay. You cannot brag and flex on another man's work. Once again, you can't get your own women to be quiet and suck some peen. You cannot go to where the men have trained their women to do so and flex. You're going to have to tiptoe, move in silence, and bow down and show respect to these other men to allow them to continue to have you coming over there eating off their plate. Because unlike the white men that come down there for intercourse tourism, they can go down there and sleep with their women and there will be no evidence. However, the minute you bring your big Black peen over there, there's always evidence that you've been somewhere sexually. This is a very deeply rooted genetic survival. This is nothing to play about, nothing to joke about. I suggest you all get very quiet and very humble as fast as you possibly can, because I don't want to see you brothers end up missing. Okay, I don't want to see y'all down there. And I'm telling you now, the United States is not prosecuting and they're not coming after you if y'all go missing out there. That's all I have to say about that. Y'all leave your thoughts in the comments. Ladies, if you like today's makeup look, join my Patreon. I complete my looks live on there for you, showing you all my products, tips, and tricks. Get you some alpha juice using my code SIXGOD for $5 off. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all on the next one.